Hello everyone, Treecks here and welcome back to Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. At least for you guys it's coming back, because I'm recording this episode right after the previous one. For me it's just continuation, but I know for you guys it isn't. But anyway, it is time to finish off World 1. We've done the majority of it already, just a couple more levels to do. Stage 1-5, Cave Fear is coming up next. Let's get started with that immediately. Because going over Gobbos Island, collecting all of these Gobbos is fun and everything. But the world isn't called World 1 for nothing. Of course, there's more after this. Okay, Cave Fear kind of suggests that we're going to stay in the cave for the entire stage. So be prepared not to find a whole lot of sunlight in here. Okay, there's a Gobbo up there. Can't really reach it from here. I have a hunch I need to press that switch before I can grab you. And there's also a red gem up there. Okay, make sure not to hit you. I do have an extra hit, but still I'd like to keep that. Okay, 2 gems already. Yeah, indeed. Platform goes down. And it's a repressable switch, as you might have noticed. Sometimes whenever you press a switch in this game, it disappears. Those are actually switches where whatever happens whenever pressing the switch will stay active. Whenever a switch stays around, it means that you actually need to repress it the moment its effect runs out. In this case, a platform going down, the moment it goes back up again, you need to repress the switch in order to make the platform move again. It doesn't do it on its own. Okay. Bam! Timing for these guys can be tricky sometimes. When I was younger, I can remember never being able to hit those guys. It was always too early or too late with my strike. But after years of experience, I've actually learned how the timing of this game actually works. So I'm a master of the square button now. Not going to say that I never get hit, because sometimes I still do the timing wrong, but still. It used to be a lot worse. Okay. These guys. Okay, here's a colored gem. The other one is going to be a Gobbo then. It has to be. Yeah. Okay, you still need 2 more of those. We already have 4 of the colored gems, so... Okay, there's some jelly in there, so... Not going to assume there's a 1-up in here. No. In this case, that would have been too easy. The further we get, the more tricky the 1-ups actually become to collect. Now, speaking of collecting, this one's easy to spot. Hiding something behind the goal only works if you actually approach the goal from the front. Okay, here we have the second to last Gobbo. And here's the key to open his cage. And here's the other one we've been missing. Interesting aspect. We actually need to go out of our way in order to collect the key to open a cage for a Gobbo. And at the same spot another Gobbo is just lying around loosely in a crate. Sounds kinda off, but still. Let's go collect number 6 in this room. Okay, I know how this works. You need to use these question mark crates in order to climb all the way to the top. And then open up this little row. However, be careful, don't plow through these crates at once. Because the key is here, and not in the crate, but actually a little bit higher up, so make sure you don't go through all of them. Otherwise the key is unreachable. Yeah, the game is going to be meaner and meaner the further we get, so be prepared for puzzles to be sneaky, not just hard to solve at some point, but also trying to trick you. Okay, these crates that we used in order to climb up that tower is nothing but gems. But still, I want them. Let's go see if we can max out our life count in this game. Not that I've ever been able to do so, but need to have some challenge in this Let's Play. Might be the first time I'm finally able to do that. I'm pretty sure the maximum life count in this game is actually double digits, and therefore 99. But anyway, let's go to 1-6, Darkness Descends. It sounds very ominous for a first world level. Darkness Descends. I think there are games that actually use similar level names for the final stage of a game. In this case, it's just the final stage of World 1. At least the final regular stage. Because it's pretty obvious we're going to deal with another boss stage after this. And another special stage after that. Just like with stage 1, 2 and 3. Also stages 4, 5 and 6 actually unlock a special stage the moment you get all of the Gobbos there. That is not a surprise. Okay, next minigame time. It looks really easy at first. However, if you approach this crate, as you can see, it will start moving away from us. And this cat and mouse chase actually does look like something tedious. However, it's actually pretty easy to cheese. You just need to lure this thing to hitting a wall, and then it will come straight back to us, and we can easily climb on top of it. Easy minigame. We will not be seeing it a whole lot, but this is not the only time. And remember, there's actually more of these. Okay, let's go on top of these crates now, because there's stuff on this grating. And with stuff, I mean 2 colored gems. Why would you give one of them if you can also give 2? Okay, the bottom of these crates is another Gobbo. And I'm surprised it didn't get hit there. Okay, I'll take it. Let's move on. Okay, these platforms, they actually move on a guide rail, as you can see. Don't stay on top of them for too long, because eventually they will despawn once they reach the edge of the screen. In this case, we actually use them in order to traverse this lava section. Okay, there we go. Don't expect any Gobbos here. That would be too easy. Okay, never mind. They could have placed at least one of these crates in a little bit more challenging position, but apparently not. Nothing here, so let's go up. I do really like the background of this stage. Now I know what the darkness descent is actually referring to. But it does look awesome. For 1997 PlayStation graphics, this game does look beautiful, doesn't it? Not just the music, but even graphical. This game does give a magical feeling, especially when looking at this with 1990 era eyes. There's something up here, so... And since we're missing the final gem, it has to be the purple gem. And it is... Okay, end of stage over here. But we are interested in the door, which we can find over here. Okay, and this bonus room will actually introduce us to a new mechanic. In the regular game, introduced in the next world. But we get a little bit of a preview of swimming in this game. What is a 3D platformer without swimming mechanics? Okay, this is how swimming works in Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. You can press the cross in order to swim around. And of course use the directions in order to direct Croc. The square is still our tail whip, however it changes up a little bit underwater, as you can see. The circle button is still used in order to turn around completely, which is underwater a lot better used than above water. Since turning around underwater is definitely not easy. And in this case we simply use these quote-unquote new controls to swim through a line of gems, eventually ending in the Gobbo. And there's even a line at the bottom, so we can even collect gems while going back. How nice of the game. Come on. Yeah, the controls above the ground are already annoying, and underwater it's even worse. Controls are really slippery when swimming. But luckily we don't have to do it a whole lot in this game. But this was definitely not the only time. More on that in World 2 and 3. Okay, and that was it. The final regular stage of this world completed. Let's go to the second boss of World 1, which is also going to be the final boss of World 1. At the very top of the island, we find a boxing ring after doing all this work in the first world. We have reached the top, the boxing ring, which is used for stage 1B2, Fight Night with Flibby. Let's go see what Baron Dante has in store for us now. Because like I promised in the previous boss stage, he's of course going to use an innocent, harmless little creature, a ladybug in this case, which even he can't deny is very cute. But he will still use his magic in order to turn it into a fighting machine. Meet Flibby the ladybug, killer of Croc. At least that is what Baron Dante thinks he's going to do. We are not going to agree on that. Our little adventure is not going to stop at the top of our home island. Okay, now darkness has truly fallen over this place. Nighttime has come to Gobbos Island. It's time to leave this place. But first we need to take care of that final creature that Baron Dante has in store for us. Okay, whatever you do, make sure you bring enough gems into this fight. No matter if you're just playing this game to complete it or going for 100%, still worth doing. Because you're going to want that extra hit. Okay, now entering a cave room. More crates containing gems. Most of the boss fights in this game actually hand out 50 gems before the boss fight. So you can expect that number in pretty much all of them. But I'm pretty sure there are a couple of boss fights where the number is different. Like in my case, for instance. I'm going in the boss fight with only 11 gems, it looks like. My own damn fault. But anyway, it does not matter. The gems aren't required for 100% anyway. Just for 1-ups. But anyway, welcome to the boxing ring. In the blue corner, we have Flibby the ladybug. Throwing a punch, missing. And the challenger, Croc, knocks him down. And remember to ground pound him, because only that counts as a hit. Don't think that knocking him over is actually enough. Just remember to avoid his attacks, which is pretty easy to do. You just need to step backwards a little bit. Knock him over. And ground pound for a hit. Okay, what more do you have for me? I'm not impressed. Come on, where are you going? Hit me. That is not hitting me. No, wait, that is hitting me. Hey, come on, stop celebrating. It's not like you're winning or anything. I still have my extra hit. I was able to recollect some of my gems. But you only have one more hit. And you are beaten. There we go. No 50 gems get tallied up, only 5. But still, the level is completed. And the cute little ladybug returns to normal. Oh yeah, I know how that feels, Croc. Can't count the number of times that bugs actually land on my face. For some reason they always do like my face a lot. But okay, officially World 1 is now completed when it comes to the main story. However, that does not mean that we are done here. We've been collecting Gobbos in every single level. Stage 1-4, 1-5 and 1-6. So we're first going to do stage 1S2, the Twisty Tunnels, before moving on to World 2. Even though if you've been paying attention to the level name, you saw the arrow pointing to the right was already there. World 2 is already unlocked at this point. This is just an optional stage, as you may remember. These special stages you don't have to do. Even if you unlock them, they remain optional. The next stage, the next official stage being World 2-1, is already available. But we're doing this one first, of course. This is a 100% Let's Play after all. And not just that, we're doing all the stages in order. Even though you can debate trying to clear the normal stages in this game first and then returning for the special stages. But I'm doing it like this. They immediately unlock after collecting all of the Gobbos in the preceding 3 stages, so it feels good doing these right after them as well. Okay, here we have a platform that actually grows and shrinks in size. Also a new type of platform. Okay, some small platforms. And don't think these are the smallest kinds of platforms in this game. They become even smaller at some point. But okay, all of all, this room wasn't really that difficult. Okay, we're still carrying around that big key. And this is indeed the room where it is going to be used. The final room. Okay, I was worried I needed to press a switch. But this platform does go up on its own. Okay, before collecting the mysterious jigsaw puzzle piece, first let's move on into this bonus room. Okay, another giant tower. That looks familiar. Only this time we only have one. We're still dealing with rotating platforms around it. And this one's even trickier, because as you can see the platforms all move in the same direction now. And making these jumps is actually harder than it looks. I think I am experienced enough to be able to do this. But the perspective that comes here and the fact that you actually have the momentum of these platforms too when jumping definitely makes this a lot trickier than it looks. But the reward is going to be the same. Once again, once we reach the top, we are rewarded with 2 extra lives. There we go. And now let's go find out if there's fall damage in this game. There is not. Even though, as you can hear, there is a sound effect. Croc actually yells the moment he falls from too high. But there's no fall damage in this game. No matter how high the jump is, Croc is a big boy. He can take a little fall. Okay, World 1 is fully completed. And now it's time to enter World 2, which is a snow world. What is a platformer game without ice physics at some point? Just remember, you can world hop in this game. As you can see, there's an arrow to the left. So if we're on 2-1, we can hop back to World 1. And the other way around. If we are on World 1, we can press right and move on to World 2 again. Okay, we still have some time, so let's go do the first stage of World 2. Let's get introduced to the new aesthetic in this game, which is also gonna bring along a couple of new mechanics, of course, and some new music. Okay, welcome in the snow and ice world. The snow acts normally, so we don't have to fear snow. However, okay, more about you in a minute. As you can see here, we also have ice in this world. And this is actually slippery, so remember to take in account ice and slippery physics as well. Okay, now let's go talk about this guy over here. As you can see, he's actually pounding on top of us. And if he does, while being too close to us, he can actually knock us off. And in this case, immediately leading to our first death. I thought I was far enough away from him. I was apparently mistaken. Revenge is mine. Okay, the first stage in World 2 and the first new Dantini that we meet immediately proved to be a lot more challenging than everything in World 1 combined. We enter World 2, in the very first room they managed to kill me. But okay, that's the reason why I've been saving so many lives in the first world. Because I might need them. Okay, let's go up here first. Should be something interesting in this. And on top of this. Okay, 3 collectibles, 1 colored gem, 1 gobbo, and a key. Now let's go over here. Okay, remember to hold cross whenever jumping on top of these jellies. You actually don't jump that high automatically, you actually need to hold the jump button. Similar to how trampolines work in Mario games, for instance. Okay. Another room completed, 3 gems and 3 gobbos gotten. Okay, what do we have next? Okay, this is just health, because there's a platforming challenge coming up. Oh! Thank you for the health, by the way, game. I indeed needed it. Completely misjudged how these platforms were going to spin around. But I got away with it, apparently. Come on, I hit you. Okay, here's yellow. Only one more to go. Whee! I want a balloon that works that way. Why is that only a thing in cartoon worlds? It should be a thing in the real world. Okay, here's the final room. So we can expect to find one more Gobbo, which is not in here. Oh, there he is. I was still carrying that key, of course. I completely forgot about that. We've not been using that key for so long that I completely forgot I had that. There was still a cage that we needed to find. Okay, and in the meantime we also collected the final colored gem. So, let's go. No, come on, camera. Camera wanted to abandon me. Okay, this looks relatively simple. Oh, be careful for the momentum of these platforms. Like I warned you about in the previous bonus room. Platforms actually have momentum in this game. Okay, this new Dantini actually throws out snowballs, so this guy's a lot easier to avoid than the previous one. Okay, the gong's actually over there. Oh. Always so scary. Okay, and this... Oh. Okay, that's a pretty difficult jump. But indeed, this crate is the final Gobbo. And this is the end of the stage. So, a lot of great things were done today. We've completed the first world. And we've entered the second one, the snow and ice world of this game. And we've even been able to actually do the first level of that already. So, I can consider this a successful episode, even though I did die for the first time in this one. Let's not mention that too much. But anyway, this is enough for today. Next time we'll continue with World 2, and maybe even reach the first boss of that already. But we'll see how it goes next time. Thanks for watching, and Treecks out. See you folks next time.